Are you waiting to overcome the fear of starting your own handmade or crochet business? Stay tuned. Hi everyone and welcome back. It's me, Karen, and today I'm here to talk to you about overcoming fear of starting your own handmade or crochet business. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe below so you don't miss future content that we put out. First of all, I want to thank all of you who have liked, subscribed, and tuned in, and for all the amazing supportive comments that you've sent me so far. It's given me so many ideas in terms of what is of value to you in knowing how to start and grow your handmade business. So today I'm going to cover a huge topic, overcoming the fear of starting your handmade or crochet business. Now don't forget to stay tuned right to the end where I'll cover the biggest reason that I believe people don't start their handmade business. Let's get started. The first thing about overcoming your fear is to know what it is that you're afraid of. Initially, your fear may come across as hesitation, or some people call it resistance, in starting your idea or moving forward. But the truth is, unless you put your finger on it, you'll never be able to overcome what it is that's stopping you from starting your handmade business. Is it the fear that people will like your product? That people won't like your product, that you don't have the funds to start your project, that you don't know where you're going to sell your product, or you don't know enough about technology to start selling online? Some of these things might be true, but if at least you put your finger on it, then it's the first step in knowing what it is that you need to overcome. It might be multiple things, but you can't move forward unless you put your finger on it first. One of the first reasons I believe some of you don't start your business is because you're scared that people won't like it. Some people won't, but some people will. And until you start putting your products out there or what you make out there, you won't get an idea of what people like, what to continue making, and what not to continue making. The truth is, when I first started designing, I started out with 4 or 5 designs and then I added to them, but things that didn't sell, I took away. And some people commented about my prices, and I just kept making and adjusted as I go. It's not a race. You can make adjustments to your business as quick or slowly as you want to. Just start making. That is the biggest thing. You just have to start. Another way to overcome whether or not you think people will like it is, truthfully, ignore the feeling and just make with abandon. Do you ever hear that term about like dance like nobody's watching? You need to make like nobody's watching. Make it like you can't fail if you put this out there. That is the attitude you have to put out there, because you can't judge your work before you put it out there, or you won't make anything. Just keep making things. Overcoming fear in itself is a process of getting used to. So get used to working through it, even though you have it. For example, when I first started thinking about creating a YouTube channel, I wasn't sure I could pull off being in front of a camera consistently all by myself. What I did was I got my notepad out and I started creating ideas. But once I had my first few solid ideas, I shot the video. I just went in and I did it, and I shot it, scared as I was, and I took as many takes as I needed to, but I did it. And the whole thing about overcoming fear is, unless you do it, you are never going to wash out the wound that is fear. You will probably operate in spite of fear being there for quite a while. I mean, I still do it right now, but you just have to keep jumping in, because you know what? It gets easier. Imagine how long it took to learn how to drive or whatever it is that's new. Eventually, you wash out the feeling of the fear, and it gets a little bit easier every single time. The next biggest reason that I think that people don't start their handmade business is that they don't realize that they don't have to have the entire plan already laid out. You can start where you are. You've already come up with the idea. You've already come up with the product. You're probably already making what you love and what it is that you want to put out into the world. You've probably already gotten comments from friends and family that they love what you're making, and that has reinforced why you want to start making your handmade business. So go with it. Start with the few products that you have and just start making them. You can think about where to sell them online or whether you want to sell them at craft shows afterwards. As your idea develops, then you can create a plan from there. Start small by just creating a vision board that's just on a piece of paper or sketch paper where you add images of the vision that you have for your business. Paste them onto your sketchboard or your idea board and let your idea formulate. And while you're doing that at the same time, just get making. Another way to work through fear is to have a strength plan. And you need to do this before you start, because we all have times when we feel low, when we feel resistant towards our idea, where we feel it's not going to work out, where our good idea at one point now seems kind of like a not so great idea. But if you hadn't conceived of that idea and you hadn't had that burning desire, it wouldn't be out there. Fear is just the thing that's trying to keep you from not putting what you can do into the world. And what you need ahead of time is something that you can grab onto that will give you strength. So have your favorite vlogger that you like to read, or your YouTube channel that you like to have. Have your favorite prayer ready, or have a good friend that you know you can call on whenever you think that you are not feeling good about your plan. Or sometimes you just need to take a break. Taking a break, it can be very therapeutic. A lot of the time you might feel discouraged, it's because you're tired. So take the needed time you need to recover, and then use your inspiring tools like your friends or your prayers or your meditations or your exercise to bring you out of the ruts or the resistance that you're feeling towards wanting to start your handmade business. As for me, I do all of these things. I have very good friends, just a handful that I would call, there are only like 3 of them, but I have a few friends that I know I can call on whenever the going gets tough. I have prayers that I feel uplifted with or that give me a lot of peace. I meditate, and of course, I also crochet. Sometimes when I'm feeling like discouraged or burnt out or whatever, I still crochet for fun. Sometimes I just give myself a mental rest and make something, and it's therapeutic. Another reason some people don't start their handmade business is they're worried that it's not going to make enough money. And it probably won't. Here's the truth, it probably won't, because it's going to start off slow. You have to build your audience for a little while, and it may not make any money, but the important thing is that early on when you're making, that you don't burden your craft with having to support you financially. So don't quit your day job, don't quit your means of income. One of the best pieces of advice that I've read was from Lisa Nichols' book, Abundance Now. And one of the things that she says is that you should treat your job, full-time or part-time, as one of your biggest investors. Put in your sincere work day, but also know that at least you don't have to rely on your craft in order to support you. It'll allow for you to be a little bit more creative and just free from the burden of having to worry about stability while you're trying to build your business. If you've been watching my videos about how I got started, you'll know that I worked for quite a while before I actually quit my job to do my full-time business. Another way to overcome fear is to just have sheer gratitude for the craft that you're able to do. Just think about it. You are able-bodied enough to create something from nothing and put it out into the world. Now, I just feel that as a handmaker, it's a little bit different than just, wholesaling where you buy something made and you sell it for a markup. You're making something that you put out into the world that you've conceived of and made yourself. So be grateful for this beauty that you can put out into the world, and let your own work inspire you to simply put it out there and just do it. Now this next idea, if you can do this, you probably can overcome most fear in your life on anything else. And that is, don't compare yourself. Don't compare your work with other people's work or what other people are doing. I admit this idea sounds so simple, but it truly is one of the hardest things to do in this day and age. With social media and computers and all of these different platforms. I mean, I'm on a social media platform right now. So to be on a social media platform and then to ignore it at the same time, it's so difficult. But just stay in this mindset that you are running your own race. Blaze your own trail. Follow through on your own idea. Conceive of your idea, make what it is that you believe is beautiful and that you want to put it on your world, and execute it the way that you envision it. Sure, you can get ideas, but don't get caught up in the ideas you're getting on social media by comparing yourself to others. Because the truth is, nobody is going to make what you make like you. And I can't tell you how much I've encountered artisans and handmakers and crocheters who are not putting their stuff out there because they think that there's something else like it, or another person's doing it, or whatever. But the truth is, no one's going to make it with your hands. Take, for example, I make hand crochet hats. Anybody with hands can make hand crochet hats. In fact, I know that I'm not even the best crocheter in the world. There are amazing, amazing crocheters in the world. There are people who are so gifted with design, and they are making amazing designs that I could never conceive of and never will. But nobody is going to make designs the exact same way as I do. The way that I put them together, the different gauges I choose, what yarn I choose, the colors I choose, how I put it out and market it, how I give it to people, how people conceive of the idea, because if it's an association to my image or your image, it's never going to be the same. So you should just do it, because it's not going to be the same as everybody else's. And then once you put it out there, just blaze your own trail, stay on your own track, run your own race, and put it out there the way that you conceive of. And it will remove the fear, because there's just nothing for you to compare to other than the fact of whether or not you believe you're meeting what you aspire to do. So now it's your chance to tell me, did any of my ideas resonate with you? Is there anything that you feel that you're trying to overcome that I didn't hit on, or that you would like to ask about? Please comment below, because I would love to hear from you and to know how I might be able to help you overcome your fears in starting your handmade or your crochet business. So don't forget, please, to like, comment, or subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification button so that you know when we're putting out our next videos. Again, thank you for watching, and I hope that this was of value to you. If not, let me know how I might be able to help you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.